Hi, my name is Kristen. Today we're going to talk about Microsoft for Beginners. And when I say Microsoft, I am talking about the Microsoft Suite, which includes Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Publisher. I'm sure many of you have used these in your work life quite a bit and may be very familiar with them. So I'm aiming this presentation at people who do not have a lot of experience with either or any of these and would just like to learn a little more. So we'll start with Microsoft Word. It's a word processing program that you can use to create documents and forms. You can do letters, resumes, proposals, invoices. The sky's the limit. And you can save your documents to your computer or a flash drive. So when you start, basically the ribbon is where everything is that you're going to use in Microsoft Word. The Home tab lets you customize your documents, and you can choose font size, the style, the size of it. You can bold, italicize, and underline things. And you also have access to line and paragraph spacing. You can add bullets or numbering, and you can show the indents and formatting marks on your document. If you're not sure what a particular tab does for you, just hover your mouse over it and you'll see a short description. One thing you will really want to know about is if you click on the backward facing curved arrow that's generally in the top left hand corner, it will undo the last action you did in Microsoft Word. So if you deleted something by mistake, you can get it back. Another thing that you really need to know how to do is spell check and grammar check. So you go to the Review tab, marked with the blue arrow, and click on Spelling and Grammar to check your entire document. Or you can highlight certain text with your mouse, then click on Spelling and Grammar. If you see a red line appear under a word, it may be misspelled. And saving, of course, is equally important to the other things we've talked about. It lets you make a copy of a file in a different folder or make a copy with a different name if you choose Save As. And in many of the applications, the Save As option is the way to save data to a different file format, which is also called exporting it. And if you choose Computer, the file is going to be saved locally on the computer at which you were working. You can also open existing files, go to File, and hit Open. And that you could choose recent documents, you can browse your computer, and if you click Open, you have access to your document to begin working. Microsoft Excel is something a lot of people find a little scary, and I must admit that I do too, but it's really generally used to manipulate data. It takes data and does what you ask it to do with it. Microsoft Excel uses rows and columns to present your data. Users can do basic mathematical calculations. They can forecast future performance and sort and manipulate your data. This is what a blank spreadsheet will look like. And I know it looks very blank and big, but it's not so hard to deal with once you learn a little bit about it. So when you've clicked Blank Workbook, it closes the welcome page you see and then gives you a blank worksheet, which is what this is. It's where you're going to be performing all your work. You enter data here, you write formulas, and you review your results from this sheet. So the first step that you need to do is add your headings. You add headings in the row of cells up at the top. A, B, C, D, E, and the first row which starts with 1. All you have to do is pick a cell and start typing. When you finish, if you hit Tab to complete your entry, you will move to the next cell to the right. If you click Enter, you will move down 1 cell. So just remember that. Depending on what you need to do, you use Tab or Enter. So entering data, like I said, is very, very easy. You just choose your cell and start typing. But what you'll also notice is up in the formula bar, you'll see the same thing. The cell that's highlighted here says 3000. If you look up in the formula bar, that says 3000 as well. And it's easy. You can edit from the formula bar if you'd like. I got this wonderful, good explanation on formulas from excelhelp.com, and it explains things much better than I can. You may also find you need to add or delete rows and columns. And that's something that's not hard to do. If you want to add a row or a column, you select the row above or the column to the right of where the insertion point is. You choose Insert, which is a green tab on the upper right, and you click the arrow to open the drop-down menu. That gives you the options that you can perform when inserting rows or columns. Deleting a row or column works a similar fashion. You select the row or column, or rows and columns, you want to delete. Then choose Delete, which is right next to Insert, and hit the drop-down menu, and those will give you the options that you have to delete. PowerPoint is a way to create presentations, proposals, PowerPoint videos like this, something where you want to give people information and make it look good and interesting. So you can choose a blank page or you can use a template. And there are also themes and transitions and objects you can insert to make your presentation more interesting. You can also do video. There are also some basic photo editing tools as well. And the toolbars, you'll notice, for Microsoft Word and PowerPoint are similar. So if you're comfortable with the toolbar in Word, likely you'll be comfortable with the toolbar in PowerPoint and have an easier time making your presentation. So you need to start at the beginning. You're going to create your presentation. You can choose a blank slide, or you can use one of the themes that PowerPoint provides. Themes contain colors, fonts, and special effects like shadows and reflections. And there are many different ones. There's also a drop-down menu over on the right that shows you more. If you click on the Design tab, you'll view the themes. And once you've decided on one that you like, you'll see a preview of that theme along with your color variations that you can choose from. That doesn't have to be blue. It can be many other colors. All you have to do is choose. So pick a theme you like or pick a color variation, and then you'll get a preview of what that slide will look like. So once you've got your title slide, you need to add more slides to make up a presentation. So click on the Home tab and then click on New Slide, and there's a drop-down arrow there which will show you slide layouts. And these are different things that you can use to make each of your pages of presentation look a little different, keep interest up. And you are not committed to using the same slide layout through all the presentations, so you can mix it up. Oh, adding and formatting text is pretty easy here. If you're starting with a blank slide, you may need to create a text box, which is something that's not hard to do, just takes a little practice. So you go to the Insert tab and then click Text Box. So take your pointer and rest it at the location where you want to place the top left-hand corner of the text box on your slide. That's your starting point. And then drag it to make it as big as you need it to be. You can always adjust it later if it's a little too big or too small. So you start typing in the text box. And if you want to format your text, of course you highlight it by clicking and dragging over it. And then click the Home tab, which gives you your font, color, size, bullets, alignment of text, bold, underline, and italicize options. Adding shapes is another thing that you might want to do because shapes can accentuate certain items that you want people to notice. Click on the Insert tab and click on the Shapes drop-down menu. And there are lots of different shapes. This is only a portion of them showing here as a drop-down menu to see more. It's very simple to add a shape. All you do is select what you want to add, then go to where you'd like to insert the shape and click. You will get a preview of the shape. You can change its size and you can change the color of it. Make sure you save your presentation on a File tab. Choose Save As and choose Computer to save it to the computer you're using, or save it to a USB drive if you'd like. You can browse to an existing file or create a new file and hit Save. Publisher is for making publications. It's really good for business cards, greeting cards, brochures, and things like that. While you can perform many of these functions with Microsoft Word, Microsoft Publisher is what you want to use for a document that has lots of graphic images along with text, because it can handle them and allows you to manipulate them in a special way. The ribbon in Publisher contains tabs, groups, and tools, as you've seen in all the other toolbars. You have tabs such as Home, Insert, Page, View, Format, etc. And when you click on a tab, you'll find groups that show up and in tabs within the groups that allow you to complete tasks related to the tab. Insert, page design, review, things like that. This ribbon may look familiar to you, and it's similar to the other ribbons that we've seen in Microsoft products. One thing that is different with this ribbon and with PowerPoint that I have found is they contain contextual tabs. And these are special tabs that appear only when a particular object is selected. Generally photos, shapes, things like that. The tabs contain commands specific to whatever object you're currently working on. So you'll see here, there are two. There are drawing tools and text box tools. You won't see that in all of the ribbons. So let's make a brochure. You've been assigned to make one by your boss, and the best way to start is using a template. Click File, click on New, and a search bar will pop up where you can type in the type of template you're looking for. We typed in brochure, and as you'll notice a little lower to the right, there are 46 templates just for brochures. You can use one of these existing templates, or you can use some that you find on the internet. You just need to make sure that it is compatible. Once you find the template that you like, you just start customizing it. So every publication that you create, whether it's from a template or from scratch, is made up of objects. Pictures, tables, and text are contained within an object. When you customize, you first select that object and then you make changes to it. Since this picture has been selected, you'll see it has something called a bounding box around it, which allows you to resize that picture if you want to. And whenever you insert an image into a publication, click on Insert and take your picture and put it where you want it to be in the brochure. And you'll notice that a contextual tab has opened up called Picture Tools. Please, 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 as I've said all along, save your work when you're finished. So click on File, and you can click on Save to save your publication under the name that it already has if it's an existing file. Just click on Save and you don't have to do anything else. But if it's a new file, click on Save As. So you can give it a name that'll make sense and help you find it. And generally you can save publications to your computer, flash drive, or a place such as SharePoint. As I said, this has been a very brief description of the 4 Office products Microsoft offers. If you have any questions, please email us at connect@lyelllibrary.org.